What is up, everybody? Super1 here. Welcome back to some more Danganronpa. Happy Havoc. Did Kyoko really die? Hope not. There are wooden lockers here. They use wooden block keys, just like the. Looks like the key we found Kyoko really does go to one of these lockers.
I see.
Makoto, do you see the locker furthest to the right?
Very strange.
That's the only one that doesn't have a key at the moment. You understand what that means, right? Yeah, I should probably use the key we found at the locker.
That's right.
Oh shit, I don't. Okay. I don't even know what the fuck I'm saying. I took out the wooden block and inserted it into the locker in the middle lock. The locker eagerly accepted the key and opened it. There are arrows in here. It looks like 10 arrows in total. Look, they look like they're made of titanium, which means they're quite strong despite how thin they are. Of course, without a bow, there's nothing but strong little sticks. Strong sticks. Oh, there's something else inside the locker. It's a watered up ball of duct tape. I wonder what this was used for. Is that a bloodstain?
I see.
If it is, that means it must surely be related to the case. This duct tape is related to the case somehow? But how could it be possibly involved? I think that's all this locker has to offer for now. Is something
Very
wrong?
strange.
It's very odd, don't you think? The locker was hiding items that were clearly related to the case. But how did the key to the locker wind up in the victim's room?
Why?
Or perhaps Yakuya? Forget it. Come on, we need to continue to the next location. Next location?
What?
There's still something we need to look into. We need to do more research on it. You mean the mercenary group that Murokuro was part of? But how are we supposed to find out about them? It's obvious, we're in this school. Where would you go to do research on something? Research? Are you talking about the archive? That's right, the archive has all kinds of information on general public doesn't have access
Let's
to.
go.
We only have so much time before the trial begins. That's it. Good old archive, chapter 2. Damn, that was a long time ago. I believe there's a file related to Ferner somewhere over here. Yakuya seems to know the archive like the back of his hand and went straight to the shelf in the back. Ah, here we go. He quickly returned with the file in hand.
I see.
Take a look at this. I have no idea what it says. What language is this? How did you make it all the way to high school without learning a single word of French? I'm pretty sure most high schoolers can't speak French. Or whatever, I'll read to you, but I expect you to repay the debt over 100 times. 100 times? Isn't that kind of extreme? Ferner is an elite fighting unit based out of the Middle East. Unlike the military contractors, they are a fierce group of soldiers who engage in direct combat. They claim that a single member is equivalent to an entire company of regular soldiers. Just like Ferner and the Wolf of Ragnarok, their mere presence is meant to strike fear into any enemy. They have been involved in countless military battles and operations, most of which are highly classified. However, some time ago, they completely ceased all activity. At present, their continued existence cannot be confirmed. There are unconfirmed reports that key members of the group were all neutralized. Rumors indicate they were killed to keep them from revealing as many state secrets they would acquire. Some, however, believe that they are mounting internal tensions within the group and they simply imploded.
What?
What is it? This all sounds like some kind of alternate reality. Well, this is our reality, the only reality. These people are a part of our world. Their battlefields aren't much different from our lives here. An unpredictable, unimaginable world. That's what makes it all so exciting. Exciting definitely isn't the word I would use. So, did anything jump out on you? This may be your last opportunity to learn about Ferner. Now that you mention about it, reports that something about the name Ferner comes right. The name Ferner comes, right? That's right, said Ferner. This is the Wolf of Ragnarok. Speaking of which, would you like to know something interesting related to that? To show that they are a member of the team, each soldier that joins the squad got a tattoo representing Ferner somewhere on their body. What? They got tattoos of Ferner? Could that mean?
Time is utterly silent, and yet it constantly assaults us. organisms, the earth, natural phenomena. It damages us little by little until the end. You should really think about that. Anyway, it's time to begin the class trial. So, please meet up in the usual spot. See you later!
And the time has come. All we can do now is try to uncover the truth during the class trial.
That's right.
It would seem that way. Let's go. The 5th class trial. Whoa, Byakuya and Makoto showed up together. Where the heck have you two been? You just disappeared without a word. We were investigating, of course. How could you not figure that out by this point? What? Are you jealous?
Hey.
Or are you kind of making up some kind of creepy fantasy for yourself?
What?
Stop talking and brace yourself. So be here any second. Any second. He could show up at any time. When I imagined what was about to happen, I immediately tensed up and prepared myself, but we stood there for 5 full minutes waiting for something rare to happen, and then 5 minutes became 10.
Why?
What's going on? Why hasn't Monokuma showed up yet?
Could it be?
Maybe he died again. What should we do? Should we keep waiting here? Or what?
What?
Jesus! Did I scare you?
Come on.
I demand an explanation. Why did you waste my time and make me wait like that? What? I made you wait? You got it all backwards. You're the ones making me wait, huh?
In other words,
I'm waiting for everyone to arrive so we can start. We can't start till everyone's here now, can we? Sorry but you're wrong. Well, we've been waiting for 10 minutes, so it's okay if I punish the one making us all wait, right? If we all agree it's a violation, I'll arrange a punishment right now. If it's me you're waiting for, I'm here. When I heard that voice, we all spun around.
Hey.
I'm here. Kyoko. It's a ghost, bro. If you want to fight, do it at the class trial. You need to save some of that fun for later, right?
What?
But it's okay. There's no particular penalty for being late.
is that right?
I made it here just fine. What school regulation did I violate? You're so selfish, so spoiled. That's right, there's no penalty officially, but I bet you'll be sorry later. No, I'll make sure you're sorry later. Anyway, hustle your butts into the elevator. I'll be just one step ahead of you. When Monokuma's gone, we all rushed up to the elevator. Kyoko.
Indeed.
Of course I did that. Wow, I'm so glad you're here. Perhaps, but that's not necessarily a good thing for us, huh? That's right, now we've got to deal with a ghost.
Let's go.
Come on, let's go. Whatever we need to discuss, we can do it during the trial. Without ever looking directly at Kyoko, Byakuya stepped into the elevator. Good call. Who knows what might happen to us if we take too long?
But
I'll be happy when this class trial is over. One after another, everyone piled into the elevator, but I couldn't help myself. I had to talk to Kyoko before the trial started. Listen, before we get started, I have to ask you, where have you been this whole time? You used that key of yours to go somewhere, didn't you? So,
Correct.
I went to investigate the second floor of the dorms. The second floor?
That's right.
There aren't any monitors or cameras there, so I was able to avoid Monokuma completely. Of course, I also missed his announcement because I had no idea about it. Then, when did you find out?
So,
Just now, I finished my search and came back down just in time to hear the class trial announcement. I took some time to get over the crime scene first. I can't go into the trial completely informed, can I? Well, that's why.
however,
I'm sorry I kept you all waiting. But if you're on the second floor of the dorms, then that's where the key you found goes to.
wrong.
Actually, to be precise, not quite.
In other words,
I used Monokuma's secret tool, which can open any lock in the school. What?
just a second.
Makoto.
We can go over the details after we get through the trial, okay, Makoto? Right. I just want to focus on surviving our current situation, because this is probably the single most crucial moment so far for me. For her? That's a strange way to put it. The class trial is important for everyone, right? So why would he say a crucial moment for her?
Goodbye.
Well, if that's all. Seemingly unconcerned, Kyoko made her way to the elevator. I'm just overthinking what she said, right? Being the last one left, I stepped into the elevator. And the doors slid shut. This time, the clunking was loud enough to hurt my ears, and the dread began to consume me once again. I can imagine ever getting used to the mental pressure that comes with preparing for mental pressure that comes with preparing for an execution. In the dusky darkness, nobody said a word. We just stood there, silent and still. After an immeasurable period of time, the doors opened without warning. A dazzling light penetrated the depths of my eyes, but it wasn't the illuminating light of hope. It was the blinding light of despair.
I can't wait! I can't wait!
It is the time for pointless jokes and jabs.
Chills! Chills! Kills!
So the curtain opened for the 5th time. The deadly class trial, babe. Yes, let's save it. Set skills, we got Byakuya's skill now. Coolness controls, can we? Okay. Steadies your aim a little. Okay. Focus preparations.
Let's begin with a basic if you can. Okay, well, I'll leave.
Well then, let's discuss the specifics of the victim. First, we need to clarify who exactly the unidentified victim is.
It's Kyoko! There's no other explanation!
What?
But Kyoko's standing right there.
No! That's a ghost!
But she has legs and stuff.
Well, that's just because she's like the latest evolution in ghost technology!
There's a limit to how much ridiculousness I can tolerate.
The recording.
Okay. So I just have to prove that the corpse isn't Kyoko, right? Then let's compare Kyoko's traits to the traits of the dead body.
Her traits?
One important trait that Kyoko proves the body doesn't belong to her. Piercing glare, face, gloves.
I got it! I'm talking about her gloves. They'll give us some insight into the mystery. I'm sure of it.
In that case, I think it would be helpful if someone explained why she actually wears those gloves.
And would you happen to know the answer?
In fact, Monokuma told me. Apparently you have scars on your hands you don't want anyone to see.
Oh! You know, now that I think about it, the corpse wasn't wearing any gloves, right?
They probably just got burnt up in the explosion. I'm not convinced. The ghost is just trying to fool us all.
If you don't shut up, there's no way the corpse was Kyoko. But if I can't prove why, we're going to be stuck here and the case won't move forward. So I have no choice but to... Oh, shut up.
That Kyoko there is just a ghost.
Impossible.
Okay, then prove it. Prove she's not a ghost.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves. Because that corpse is absolutely Kyoko.
This entire discussion is idiotic.
I know that the body isn't Kyoko, and I know I can prove it.
That Kyoko there is just a ghost.
Impossible.
Okay, then prove it. Prove she's not a ghost.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing...
Well, yeah!
Because that corpse is absolutely...
This entire discussion
Yeah, we're
is
just going to try the
idiotic.
first one that comes up, because I don't know.
That
Kyoko! Okay, then prove
The dead body was...
They got burnt up in the...
She was wearing...
Well, yeah!
Because that corpse is
Could also be
Absolutely,
that
this
one,
entire discussion is idiotic.
but I'm gonna go with Aoi's.
That Kyoko! Okay, then prove it!
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves!
What?
Shoot!
I thought that was it.
That Kyoko there is just a ghost!
Impossible.
Okay, then prove it! Prove she's not a ghost!
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves!
They got burnt up in the explosion!
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion.
Well, yeah!
She must have been wearing gloves.
Because that corpse is... This entire
my God.
discussion is idiotic. That Kyoko! Okay, then prove
The dead body was...
they got burnt up!
Then she was wearing...
Well,
Yeah!
She must have been wearing gloves.
No, it's wrong. No, there's no way the corpse was wearing gloves. Whoever it was, they were wearing fake nails, remember? I imagine trying to wear gloves over nails like that would have been a pretty big pain. Besides, Kyoko wears gloves to hide her hands, right? It'd be pretty weird for someone who's self-conscious about their hands to wear fake nails, don't you think?
Jeez, man, you don't know women, huh? They're complicated like that.
If anyone doesn't know women, it's you.
Well, Kyoko, any thoughts?
These gloves were custom made to the size of my hands to make sure they don't interfere with my daily life. If I wore fake nails, the gloves wouldn't fit properly.
Then that's that. The dead body doesn't belong to Kyoko.
Which should have been obvious since she's standing right here.
Okay, so then, who's the real victim? First, we need to figure that out.
I'm starting to hate Hero a little bit more.
That's the first thing I said. You're the one who's been dragging us around in circles.
Before anything, we have to identify the victim. Everything starts from there.
If Kyoko really is still alive, then who died?
There's gotta be some way to figure it out. I don't think so. The face was scorched beyond recognition. And there wasn't any description in the Monokuma file. Oh, if we can't identify the body...
Then there's nothing else we can do, right?
Name's that one. The victim, the one thing that can tell us what's on the victim's own body yet.
if Kyoko really... Then who died?
There's gotta be... I don't think so. And there wasn't any description... Well, if we can't identify the...
No, that's wrong. There was one clue left behind that we can use to identify the body.
What? For real? If you're lying, you'll die a cruel and unusual death.
Cruel and unusual death. This I gotta see.
She's just being stupid. Ignore them, Makoto. Tell us what you're talking about.
The key to figuring out who it was is the tattoo on the back of her hand.
Oh, yeah. The design's pretty strange, huh? Is this a dog? Her master must have made her get it. To be like, you're my bitch.
Seriously? They really did something that humiliating?
No, that's not it. The identity of the victim is hidden within that tattoo.
Oh, really?
Compare the tattoo to the other information we can have. We have the victim's identity should become clear.
I got it! The Fenrir Mercenary Corps. That's the name of the military group Mukuro Ikusaba belonged to.
Okay, so...
To show that they're a member of the team, each soldier that joins the squad would get a tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere on their body.
Fenrir?
image that represents Winner is... Oh, I hate this shit. It's a wolf.
Now I understand. The representation of Fenrir is a wolf.
Fenrir, the Wolf of Ragnarok. It's from Norse mythology. A huge, world-ending wolf. He's the child of the trickster god Loki, and a female giant.
How?
After all this time, we finally got a glimpse of the literary all-star.
A wolf tattoo. Then that means...
Exactly. The body we found had a tattoo of a wolf. Which means that person must have once belonged to Fenrir. So it must have been Mukuro.
What?
Hold on. Isn't she the one that was behind this whole thing?
You sound surprised, but you're absolutely right. Yes, indeed. The trial this time is to solve the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba.
Are you saying the mastermind is dead? And now we have to have a cool-ass trial?
No. It means we were wrong in thinking that Mukuro was the mastermind at all.
But I mean, being the ultimate despair seems like a pretty mastermindy title to me.
Maybe we shouldn't have been thinking of her as the ultimate despair in the first place. After all, looking at her profile, I didn't see anything that would fit such a description. All it said was that she was the ultimate... If I remember correctly, that other information came from... Kyoko. That's what you told Makoto, right?
So that means Kyoko got it wrong?
Who was she? Who was Mukuro Ikusaba? She's been gone this whole time, and when she finally turns up, she gets killed.
Usually when there's a scene where an important character dies, it has a lot more detail.
Because she's not an important character.
So you're saying she wasn't an important character?
No.
Which would mean she was the same as us. Just another participant.
Then who's the real mastermind?
It must have been the Hope's Peak Academy headmaster after all.
No, the headmaster has nothing to do with it.
But how can we trust that? We already know your information about Mukuro was wrong.
My information was not wrong.
Okay. We're in the middle of a trial right now. Figuring out who killed Mukuro is first and foremost. Please limit all future prattle, chatter, and chit-chat as much as possible.
Fine. Uncovering the identity of the mastermind will have to wait. But remember this. No matter what happens, we will find out who you really are. I stake my family name on it.
I have officially decided to completely ignore all such attempts at provocation. Now then, just so nobody's confused, let me state this one more time for the record. The reason we're having a class trial is because a murder among the students has taken place. Hammer that point straight into your big ol' brains!
What you're saying is that both the victim and the culprit are part of the student body?
Then, one of us killed Mukuro?
Wait, no! There's a chance that there's some mystery 17th person who's been hiding all along!
No.
Nope! There are only 16 students in total that have been taking part in these events.
Seriously? Then one of us killed Mukuro?
Who did it? Who's the killer this time?
Get a hold of yourself. We've already narrowed down the list of possible suspects.
Huh?
I'm sure you realize who I'm talking about, right, Makoto? Who the evidence points to?
I got it! You've narrowed it down to Kyoko and me, right?
Why do you say that?
Allow me to explain. Just after nighttime last night, I went to the garden, so I can confirm that at that point, there was no dead body there. So, the murder must have taken place after I left the garden. However, Hiro, Toko, Hina, and I were in the gym the entire time.
The gym?
That's right. The four of us were there trying to dismantle Monokuma. The whole time, we were very careful not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs. All of which is to say, the four of us all have alibis. The only ones without alibis
Is
Are me and Makoto. That's why you're able to narrow down the list of suspects.
Exactly so.
So the only suspects now are me and Kyoko. Damn it, I can't let this stand. Somehow I have to clear my name.
I have something I'd like to say regarding the whole alibi thing.
Are you thinking of raising an objection?
Well, before that, I just want to try and get a better idea of what time the murder took place. Doing that might reveal some kind of clue.
Whatever you want, somebody go ahead and help him out.
Me and Byakuya can both confirm that the body wasn't in the garden at... Well, it was after nighttime for sure. I'd say it must have been around 10 o'clock. So the murder must have happened after 10 p.m.
Then I guess we can say the time frame for the murder was between then and when we found the body?
Yep.
Oh, but what time did we find the body?
The one who saw the body first was Toko, right? And she went to go get the pickaxe.
At 9 o'clock.
I got it! The body must have been discovered at 9 a.m., since that's when Toko went to get the pickaxe.
He's right. It had to be around then.
So we can be totally sure the murder happened sometime between 10 at night and 9 in the morning.
For me, I was already asleep before nighttime hit, so I don't have an alibi after 10 o'clock. But I'm sure I met up with everyone else before 9 this morning.
We ran into each other in the dining hall, right? That was around... Oh yeah! Right around 7:30. I remember checking right before I went in. I'm totally sure about it.
Which means from 10 p.m. to 7:30 a.m., you don't have an alibi.
The murder happened between 10 p.m. and 9 a.m. and I don't have an alibi from 10 p.m. until 7:30 a.m. Then it looks like the game has begun. If I can't prove I have an alibi for that period, then I just have to prove the murder didn't happen during the time. I don't have an alibi. To do that, I have to make clear when the body ended up in the garden. Sprinklers.
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
That's more than enough time to commit murder, I should think. So Makoto, if you have any objections,
Now would be the time.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's what it was. There's something that happens in the garden at the same time every morning. In fact, the corpse was...
We've established a time it took place somewhere between 9 o'clock in... and Makoto...
Yeah, from to 7:30.
that's more than enough
snap.
time
I
to
was
commit
holding on the wrong
murder.
I should think. So Makoto, if you have any objections, now would be the time.
Tell him, Makoto.
We've established a time it took place somewhere between 9 o'clock... and Makoto...
Yeah, from to 7:30.
Come on, Makoto, let's do my best. Let's see what's going on. Shit, okay.
We've established a time it took place...
Somewhere between 10
Sound
No, it's wrong! Actually, The murder couldn't have happened anywhere near 10 o'clock. It had to have taken place way later.
And what makes you say that?
Because of the sprinklers in the garden. The sprinklers are set to go off right at 7:30 every morning, right? So if the body had been in the garden before 7:30, then it should have been completely soaked.
Oh, hold on! I remember this part perfectly. The body was wet. Dripping wet, in fact.
Sorry, Toko, but you're wrong.
I'm wrong? How? Are you saying only the mouth down south was wet? How dare you spew such indecent words!
No, I'm saying that the body was wet, but not because of the sprinklers.
What do you mean? By denying the sprinkler, are you trying to deny my entire existence?
Man, you're totally wacko.
If you really think it wasn't the sprinkler, you'd better tell us why!
I need proof that it wasn't the sprinklers that got the body wet. All I have to do is hit Toko with certain evidence, hit that fish with that evidence. If we look at the body itself, that shouldn't make it clear. Full time act,
I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! You don't know anything! Hold on! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! You don't know anything! Hold on! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. Are you trying to blame me?
Reload!
Nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! You don't know anything! How can you say it wasn't...
This should prove it.
Just cut him off. I don't care what you have to say.
Just remember what the body was like after the explosion, and you'll see why it wasn't the sprinklers. The top half of the body was wet, yes, but the bottom half was completely dry. If the sprinklers got the body wet, shouldn't the whole body have been wet?
So they only got the top wet? The bottom was completely dry? What a brutal maniac!
I'm so sick of her.
Let's just move on. The reason only the top half was wet was because while the body was still on fire, I doused it with water. But only the part on fire, the top half.
Oh, then I guess the sprinklers really didn't do it.
So if the sprinklers didn't get the body wet, then sometime after the sprinklers turned on at 7:30 in the morning.
Which means she must have been killed sometime between then and when the body was discovered at 9.
But Makoto's alibi was only missing from 10 o'clock last night to 7:30 this morning, right?
So there's no way Makoto could have done it! I guess you had an alibi after all. Good for you!
In which case, the only one left without an alibi is Kyoko.
Kyoko's the only one without an alibi? Would you mean that Murakumo was killed? No, I refuse to believe it. Kyoko murdered someone?
I'd just like to say one thing. If you vote for me, and I die here, the mystery of this school will stay hidden forever. Which is why I can't let that happen.
Huh? So are you saying you're not the culprit?
Of course I'm not. I have no reason to kill anyone. This is a trap the mastermind has laid for us.
A trap?
We're this far into the game and now you decide to blame me? Stop wasting time! Stop wasting energy! You really think your little trick is gonna work?
Shut up, you!
You got it, boss! Shutting up now!
Anyway, Kyoko, you actually did have a reason to kill her.
Huh? She did?
She thought Mukuro was the ultimate despair. In other words, the mastermind behind everything. So she killed her to try and put a stop to all this. Isn't that right, Kyoko? But you made one catastrophic mistake. Mukuro wasn't the mastermind at all. And as a result, we were forced into another trial, something I'm sure you weren't at all expecting.
So, that was her motive?
If she had a motive and no alibi, well then, I think it's pretty clear Kyoko's gotta be the culprit.
I'm not the only one without an alibi. Makoto's explanation is still insufficient.
Huh?
The sprinklers didn't get the body wet, but that doesn't mean the murder happened when he said it did.
What are you...
Because you see, there is a way the body could have avoided getting wet.
Interesting. I'm listening.
All it would take is covering the body with a certain something to keep it from getting wet.
Is there something I just seen? Just to cover the body? What could it have been? Exploding nail. Sorry.
I got it! You're talking about the tarp, aren't you?
You catch on quick. You're right. All you'd have to do is cover the body with the tarp, and that'd take care of the water. In fact, that's exactly what the killer did. The dirt pattern on the tarp can attest to that. Only one side of the tarp got dirty, because that's the side that got covered in water. The side that faced down over the body, meanwhile, kept perfectly clean. This proves that the killer used the tarp to keep the body from getting soaked.
But why would they go to all that effort just to keep the body from getting wet?
Most likely so they could cloud the issue of when the murder actually took place. In other words, to create an excuse exactly like the one Makoto just gave us.
Why would Kyoko say that? Why would she want to make me look like the killer? No, I can't think about that right now. It's a trap. If it was used the way Kyoko said, the tarp must have touched the body, right? With the body?
Wait, something's not right.
And what might that be?
I can't worry about Kyoko's motivation. If I don't do something, everyone's gonna think I'm the killer. I have to refute what Kyoko said.
By covering the body with the tarp, the killer prevented it from getting wet.
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side is because the sprinkler got that side wet.
But the underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless, right?
It's because that side was protected from the water. Since it was facing down toward the body, of course it didn't get dirty.
Yeah!
No, that's wrong.
I'm just gonna shoot all of them.
Actually, once I...
We're actually going to end it right here because I'm about to go eat because I'm hungry at AF. So when we come back, we will probably long ass time before we finish this trial. So like, subscribe, comment for more. Danganronpa, Trigger, Happy Havoc, peace out.